1. Play the clip first. Let it breathe. The brothers go down the line. Tito, Jackie, Marlon, Jermaine. And then this tiny little kid in the middle looks into the camera and goes, "I'm the skinniest Jackson."
Jackie Jackson.
I'm the oldest Jackson.
And Tito Jackson.
The swingin'est Jackson.
And Marlon Jackson.
The dancing'est Jackson.
And Michael Jackson.
The skinniest Jackson.
And Randy Jackson.
The cutest Jackson.
Let on me, mama.
Not the most talented, not the youngest, the skinniest. Kid had priorities. But seriously, look at him. Look at this little boy. He's maybe 9, 10 years old. Doesn't even seem like he's trying. And yet somehow you can't look away from him. There's something magnetic happening even here, even in this goofy throwaway moment. So let me ask you something. Drop your answer in the comments right now. Could you tell watching this little kid in 1969 that he was going to become the most famous human being on Earth? Or did it sneak up on everyone? Because I genuinely want to know. 2. This clip comes from the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour in 1972, when Michael Jackson was still just a teenager, at least on paper. By then, the Jackson 5 were already huge, but what makes this moment so memorable isn't the fame, it's the timing. Sonny Bono asks Michael the most predictable question possible.
Gosh, Michael, you sure have accomplished a lot for someone so young. Listen, what are you going to be when you grow up anyway?
And somehow Michael turns it into a perfect punchline.
I can't make up my mind whether to be a jet pilot, an astronaut, or the governor of Georgia.
You know, you're so young, you have plenty of time to decide, really.
I guess so, Mr. Bono. You've done pretty good yourself. You've been a big hit on television, and in the movies, and on records. There's only one thing I'd like to ask you, Mr. Bono.
What's that?
What are you gonna be when you grow up?
And suddenly the whole moment becomes pure Michael. Funny, charming, quick, and completely impossible to ignore. 3. Before the moonwalk, before Thriller, before any of it, there was this. The Jackson 5's first major television appearance. And in that room, among a bunch of other acts, this family from Gary, Indiana just took over. What gets me every time is how effortless it looks. Like they weren't even trying to conquer the music industry. They were just having fun. And America had absolutely no defense against it. 4. This is not Michael Jackson ignoring Oprah. This is Michael Jackson giving Oprah a free private vocal performance while she tries to conduct an interview around it.
Out of singing, wait. Yeah. And when you are, for instance, when we were here before, you know what? I mean, all the things ever printed in the tabloid, the only things ever been true is when they said I couldn't dance. When we were here the last time shooting the commercial, you were like in between shots, running off, conceiving the dance, choreographing the dance. You were up all night dancing.
He's beatboxing, he's humming melodic runs, he's in his own world. And Oprah is right there trying to ask questions while he just continues, completely unbothered. The comments under this video say everything. Imagine getting a personal performance from one of the greatest singers of all time and you talk over him. Oprah talked over him. Let that sit. 5. Oprah asked him on live television in front of 90 million people, "Are you a virgin?" 8 seconds of silence followed. 8 full seconds. And then, "I'm a gentleman."
I'm going to ask you this, and it's embarrassing for me to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Are you a virgin?
How could you ask me that question?
I just want to know. I want to know.
I'm a gentleman.
You're a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman.
So
I'm a gentleman.
That's it. That was the whole answer. Iconic. Absolutely iconic. The man knew how to end a conversation. 6. He's testing a camera. He aims it at a mirror, films his own reflection, and says with complete sincerity that he's not a narcissist.
I'm not a narcissist. Just trying this mirror effect, testing the camera, seeing how well it works. Doo-doo! Up ahead. What?
The self-awareness required to say that in that specific moment is either 0 or 1,000, and I genuinely cannot tell which. Either way, Michael Jackson filming himself in a mirror to declare he doesn't love himself is maybe the most Michael Jackson thing that's ever happened. 7. Here's how most concerts work. A fan breaks through security, chaos ensues, everyone's embarrassed, and the show moves on. Here's how a Michael Jackson concert worked. Security actually handpicked a fan from the crowd, deliberately, carefully, brought her on stage, and delivered her directly to Michael. It was curated. These girls didn't sneak in. They won. They hit the jackpot. They got pulled from 50,000 people and handed to the most famous man on earth. And then there's this third moment, which wasn't a concert at all. A fan was brought to him and she just held on and sobbed, and he held her back like it was the most natural thing in the world. No performance, no crowd, just a person who needed that moment, and a man who understood exactly what it meant to give it. Hugs a fan.
Come on, see it. You don't have to grab it. Come on. Come on.
Would you want to be that person? Hit the like button right now if yes. Let's see how many of us would have completely fallen apart in that moment. My guess is all of us. 8. Super Bowl 27 halftime show 1993. The lights go out. A silhouette appears on the stage platform. And then nothing. He just stands there, arms at his sides, for 2 full minutes. And the crowd gets louder and louder, screaming at a man who hasn't moved a muscle. Then he turns his head slightly to the left and the stadium detonates. Tell me another performer in the history of live entertainment who can do that. Just exist, motionless, and build a room to its peak before the Super Bowl crowd explodes. 9. March 25, 1983. Motown 25 Anniversary Special. He performs Billie Jean, and at a certain point he slides backward across the stage, one time, and the entire concept of what a human body can do on a stage is permanently revised. People in the audience physically grabbed each other. Fred Astaire called the next morning. What Michael said later? He wasn't nervous about the moonwalk. He was nervous about the spin on his toes at the end. The move he'd stayed up all night trying to nail. That's the detail that should keep you up at night. 10. The smooth criminal lean. 45 degrees forward, defying physics. Most people assumed was a film trick. It was not. Michael Jackson performed it live, on tour, repeatedly for years. The secret was a patented shoe mechanism that locked into bolts drilled into the stage floor. He filed an actual patent for a shoe, designed specifically so he could tilt his body at an angle the human skeletal system is not supposed to achieve, and then do it every night in a different city. That's not dedication, that's something else entirely. 11. He had a legitimate leg injury. The kind of injury that would have canceled any other show by any other performer, no question. Instead, Michael sat in a chair for part of the Remember the Time performance and proceeded to make a stationary chair look cooler than anything most dancers do with full use of their entire body. The arm isolations alone, the way he controlled space without moving. It wasn't a stripped-down version of the show, it was just a different kind of impossible. 12. This one is different. This is not funny. This is one of the most disturbing pieces of footage ever caught on a commercial film set. 1984 Pepsi shoot. 6 perfect takes. Then on the 7th, pyrotechnics fire early. His hair catches fire. For 4 seconds, Michael Jackson dances with his head on fire. He didn't know. A child in the front row screamed first. He suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns. and Pepsi paid him a $1.5 million settlement. He donated every dollar of it to build a burn unit at a local hospital. No press release, no announcement, he just gave it away. That's who was inside the spectacle. And many people close to him believe the painkillers prescribed during his recovery set off a chain he never fully escaped. One misfired pyrotechnic, 40 seconds of footage, and a thread that ran through the rest of his life. 13. Someone off camera asked Michael to say something positive about touring for a promotional clip. He started the sentence, got about halfway through, and his honesty just took over. "I go through hell, I really do." Completely sincere. And then they asked for a clean take. He looked directly into the lens, paused one beat, and said with a completely straight face, "I love to tour."
Can we just do it again without the negative saying that you don't like the tour? Just
I don't like it though.
I know, but
I go through hell.
Setting up, though? I don't understand.
I go through hell touring. Okay, then I'll make it positive then.
Yeah, it's just
for you know the truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And action, Michael.
I love to tour.
The room erupted. His expression didn't change. The man had the comedic precision of someone who spent decades being funny entirely by accident. 14. 1989, Neverland Ranch. Michael is on the diving board doing his thing, because of course he is. And Macaulay Culkin, who had apparently been planning this for some time, crept up behind him and shoved him straight into the pool. Michael surfaced, looked directly at Culkin and said, "Mac, I'm going to annihilate you."
But knowing Macaulay Culkin, he made sure. He schemed on me. He told me to go up on the diving board, and I went up there like a nut.
No! I'll kill you! I will kill you, Mac! Mac, I'm going to annihilate you.
Calm, specific, then swam to the edge like nothing happened. They were best friends for years. Culkin defended him at his 2005 trial. That friendship was real, and this clip is proof.
Nothing happened, you know? I mean, nothing, really. I mean, we played video games, you know? We played it as an amusement park. Well, the thing is with that whole thing is that, you know, they go, "Oh, you slept in the same bedroom as him." It's like, I don't think you understand. Michael Jackson's bedroom is 2 stories. And it has like 3 bathrooms and this and that. So when I slept in his bedroom, yeah, but you have to understand the whole scenario.
15. The soft, breathy, almost childlike speaking voice Michael used in interviews, that was a choice, a character, a layer of protective distance. When he was relaxed, comfortable, off guard, his voice dropped. It was warmer, more grounded, more real. This clip is one of the few times you hear it, and it hits completely differently once you understand you're hearing the actual man behind the persona. He was performing even when he was just talking, almost always. This is one of the exceptions.
Okay. Right. Somebody has to turn it off then. If he leaves the guitar there, will somebody turn it off? They'll remember? Okay. I wish you could trash it. See? See?
16. It didn't matter what city, what country, what time of day. If Michael Jackson was inside a hotel, there were hundreds of people outside it. Sometimes thousands, just standing there, waiting for a window wave, a shadow, any signal that he existed in the same physical world they did. There's genuinely never been another human being who generated this level of constant, sustained global devotion across decades. Whatever you think about his life, that connection with people was real, and it was mutual, and it never stopped. "17. Most celebrities give advice that sounds like it was generated by a publicist. Safe, universal, forgettable. Michael Jackson gave advice that made people put down whatever they were doing and just listen.
Believe in yourself, study the greats and become greater. And be a scientist. Dissect. No matter what. I mean, I don't care if the whole world is against you or tease you or say you're not going to make it. Believe in yourself, no matter what.
When he talked about creativity, about childhood, about how to exist inside your own life without losing it, it was specific, strange, and completely his own. This clip is one of those moments. Watch it twice if you can. The second time hits harder than the first. 18. This man was mopping a floor, a literal floor with a mop, and somehow his body turned it into choreography. Signature moves, footwork, transitions, all while doing basic cleaning. The muscle memory on Michael Jackson was so deep it had become involuntary. He wasn't performing, he wasn't warming up, he was just cleaning a floor. And it still looked better than what most trained dancers do on a stage in front of a paid audience. Some people are just built differently. '19. History World Tour. Earth Song Performance. A massive crane platform lifts Michael high above the crowd as part of the staging. And somehow, nobody has ever fully explained the logistics of this. A fan from South Korea managed to climb onto the crane while it was moving, mid-performance, at height. What does Michael do? He keeps performing and continues the show. At this point in his career, extraordinary things happening on stage was essentially just part of the job description. 20. 1994 MTV VMAs. Michael and Lisa Marie walk out together and he tells the audience, "Just think, nobody thought this would last." Then he kissed her on live television.
And just think, nobody thought this would last.
They divorced in 1996. What most people don't know? Lisa followed him around the world for 5 years after that. She wrote song after song about him. Just a Dream, Weary, I Was Wrong, Gone.
Were you here last night? We fell in love again. So easily over.
She befriended his family to stay close. And after he died in 2009, she stood next to his coffin long after everyone had left and placed flowers engraved, "I will always love you eternally." That's not tabloid material. That's a love story that never got to end properly. 21. June 2009. This Is It rehearsals in Los Angeles. Somewhere between 50 and 200 people working around him at any given moment. Dancers, lighting techs, sound engineers, choreographers. And in the footage from those final weeks, watch how he moves through that room. He knows their names. He stops a run-through to check in with someone who looks tired. He laughs with the crew between takes like they're all just friends working late together.
Okay, no second verse. Sorry. Okay, sorry. That was a mistake. There is no second verse. Sorry about that, you guys. First verse, ooh, then right to the bridge. Okay, let's do it one more time. Sure. That's why we have rehearsal.
3 weeks later, he was gone. Every single person in that building has spent the years since trying to describe what it felt like to be in that room. They all say the same thing. 21 moments, and we still didn't get to everything. This man left behind more footage, more impossible things, more quiet acts of human decency than any one video can hold. If something in this video hit different for you, share it with someone who needs a good day. That's actually the whole point. Hit like if you're staying, subscribe if you want more of this, and drop your favorite moment from the list in the comments. I read every single one. See you in the next video.